Are you thinking of starting a YouTube channel in 2021, but you're unsure what gear you need to succeed? Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what equipment I used to get my brand new YouTube channel from 0 to over 3,000 subscribers in the first 10 months. Hi, I'm Phileas Steyn and I'm the Safari Expert. If you're new to this channel, I create videos about wild destinations, amazing animal sightings, photographic tips and gear reviews, as well as a great variety of other safari related topics. Recently, more and more of my subscribers have been asking me exactly what equipment I use when I create my videos. So I decided to make this video about literally everything I use to film and edit my YouTube videos. Please remember that you don't necessarily need all the pieces of equipment that I'm about to mention. You can literally start your YouTube channel with just a smartphone. But in order to capture what I have, and more importantly, the quality that I have thus far, I needed a great variety of tools, all of which you can find if you follow the links in the description below. Before I tell you what gear I use, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and click the little bell if you want to be notified whenever I post a new video. Right, let's talk about the gear that I use to create my YouTube videos. Number 1, the Sony RX107. Arguably the most important piece of equipment is the camera that you plan to film yourself with. And like I mentioned before, you can use your smartphone, but then you're going to be really limited when it comes to sound and video quality. So the things that were really important to me were as follows. First of all, I needed something compact that's light and easy to carry around, and that has a flip screen so that I can see myself when I record. I also wanted a camera with an external mic jack so that I could record high quality video and audio in one go without having to sync things later. I also wanted high video quality and a shallow depth of field, and then lastly and probably most importantly, I wanted something that could track my face, because one of the most irritating things in the world is when the focus jumps to the background. And the wonderful thing about this little camera is that it actually tracks your eyes when you move around in front of it. That's pretty impressive, don't you think? The Sony RX107 provides all of this and much more. And although it is one of the more expensive options available, it certainly ticks all the boxes as an all-in-one YouTuber camera. It actually came in a handy little vlogging kit, which included a mini tripod with zoom and record buttons, a camera bag, a spare battery, and even a bracket for a microphone. Speaking of which, number 2, the Rode VideoMicro microphone. I use a Rode VideoMicro microphone with my Sony RX107, and it comes with a DeadCat to limit the wind noise. In fact, this video was recorded with this microphone, and I'm sure you'll agree it sounds pretty good. Here are a few examples of the Sony RX107 combined with the Rode VideoMicro in the field. Hi, I'm Phileas Steyn and I'm the Safari Expert, and you guessed it, I'm back at one of my favorite places in the whole world in Lowepro Lodge. I'm here on First Rock and there's a big herd of buffalo here behind me. Remember to check out those links in the description, give this video a like, and also subscribe to the channel. Number 3, the Jobi GorillaPod. When I'm in the studio like this, I use a Jobi GorillaPod for my Sony RX107. They also come in very handy in the field. In fact, I've got 2 of them, and the second one I use for the 4th piece of equipment. Number 4, the Godox LED 120C light panel. This is basically what I use to light myself up here in the studio, and what I love so much about it is not only the fact that it's portable and rechargeable, but also the fact that you can change the intensity of the light as well as the color temperature of the light, ensuring that you get perfect lighting every time. I even use it to light myself up in the field from time to time. Number 5, the Lowepro Tahoe backpack bag. If you're a vlogger that travels a lot, you're going to need a protective bag for all the things that I've just mentioned. And I love the Lowepro Tahoe backpack bag because it's got just enough space for a small camera, some microphones, GorillaPods, the lighting panel, cables, chargers, and of course a GoPro and some accessories. Number 6, the Canon 90D DSLR camera. Although the Sony RX107 is perfect for capturing myself, I needed something else to capture the super high quality wildlife footage that I use in a lot of my videos. I decided to go for the Canon 90D DSLR camera, not only because of its handy flip out touchscreen LCD panel, but also because of its amazing autofocus. You can literally tap on a moving animal's face and the Canon 90D will keep track of it as long as you keep it in the frame. It also allows me to shoot full HD at 50 frames per second, which allows me to take super slow-mo footage like this. Number 7. The Canon 100-400 f5.6 Mark II zoom lens. This is arguably the most popular zoom lens ever made for wildlife photography, and it works just as well for video footage as it does for photographs. It allows me to capture great close-ups of animals one moment and slightly wider shots a second later without having to change lenses. Number 8. The Canon 24-105 f4 Mark II zoom lens. If the Canon 100-400mm lens is still too close, I simply switch to the 24-105 lens, which allows me to capture even wider scenes. Luckily, both lenses have a 77mm thread, which brings me to the next point. Number 9. A variable ND filter. In order to use low f-stops, which give you that beautiful shallow depth of field in bright light conditions, I use a variable neutral density filter that fits on both the 100-400 and the 24-105 lenses, which both have a 77mm thread. In low light, you can deactivate the ND filter, and as it gets brighter, you can simply turn it to increase the amount of light that it filters out. Number 10. The Rode VideoMic Pro microphone. Good sound is just as important in my wildlife clips as it is when I record myself. And for this, I use the highly directional Rode VideoMic Pro that slots in the hot shoe on top of my Canon 90D. Now, I bought mine ages ago, and as you'll see in the description below, the VideoMic Pro is now called the VideoMic Go. Number 11. A VideoMic Pro DeadCat. In order to limit wind noise, I use a DeadCat on the VideoMic Pro as well, ensuring that I get even better sound. Number 12. A good beanbag. Stabilizing your DSLR is extremely important, and I mostly film animals from within my car. And to stabilize the camera and the lens, I use a big U-shaped beanbag. Now, you can place it over the car door or on the back of a safari vehicle or even on the ground. Number 13. A good video tripod. Every now and again you're going to want to use a tripod to stabilize your DSLR and heavy lens. Now, I still use a stills tripod without a video head, but ideally you want a tall yet portable video tripod that allows you to take smooth panoramic shots, and I've linked to one in the description that I really like. Number 14. The Kiboko 22-liter camera bag. I store all my DSLR camera bodies and lenses in a Kiboko 22-liter butterfly type camera backpack bag that has an excellent build quality and has enough space for a few other gadgets that I'll mention in a moment as well. It also has a slot for my 15-inch MacBook Pro, which I'll chat about later in this video. Number 15. The Zhiyun Smooth 4 smartphone gimbal. One of the biggest challenges as a YouTuber is getting smooth video footage when you're physically moving. In order to keep things nice and smooth, I pop my iPhone XS in a Zhiyun Smooth 4 handheld gimbal that works beautifully when I film the interiors and exteriors of safari lodges or any kind of driving footage, as well as panorama shots. Number 16. An iPhone XS. Like I just said, I use my iPhone XS with my Zhiyun Smooth 4, and my mind is always blown when I see what quality video you can actually get with a smartphone. I also use the iPhone on a GorillaPod from time to time to capture time-lapse footage, which always looks amazing. Number 17. A GoPro. Your YouTube filming kit wouldn't be complete without a GoPro in it. It's a great tool to capture those awesome wide-angle shots, unique angles, underwater footage, front of the car footage, amazing close-ups, and of course, action. I still have an old GoPro Hero 4, but if you're considering buying one, definitely get the latest model, because obviously GoPro is improving things with every new model that they release. For instance, the GoPro Hero 9 has back and front LCD screens and can shoot in 5K. it also has very good video stabilization that I wish I had in my model. Number 18. A 15-inch MacBook Pro. It's one thing to have great video footage, but if you don't have the tools to edit it, you're in trouble. And that's why I bought the best MacBook Pro that I could afford. The 15-inch model with 16GB RAM, 512GB SSD storage, and an Intel Core i9 processor. In English, that basically means that it's fast, the hard drive is big and reliable, and the processor can handle that high demand video editing. The last thing you need is a computer that's slow and that bombs out every time you try and create a video. Last but not least, number 19, a 2TB SanDisk SSD external hard drive. In order to keep as much free space on my MacBook Pro's hard drive, which will obviously keep the laptop nice and fast, I bought a 2TB SanDisk SSD external hard drive, which is not only super fast, but also very small and very stable. Perfect for those massive video files. And that's the list of equipment that I use to create my videos here on the Safari Expert YouTube channel. Go and check out those links in the description below, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe with the bell activated. Also, let me know in the comments below if you've got any questions, and let me know if you want me to make a video about the software that I use to edit my videos.